like a white elephant,
Uh-huh.
and that Nama's voice cracks right when he gets really mad.
Uh-huh.
Like when we were like a kid level voice crack.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And so like the whole time we're like talking about it and he's like joking and we're like, honestly, if it did happen though, you just flight whoever was next to you. And he'd be like, oh, absolutely. Like I don't give a who's next to me, or if I'm yelling at like the homie right here, which is like one of like his best friend. He's like, I'm fighting you instantly at that point because my voice cracked.
Yeah.
That's like the type of like attitude that seems like to me with this chick. The chick.
Yeah, she's very she's very like that. She's like one of those chicks that kind of like wants like that can hang out with the dudes type chick, you know what I mean?
She wants
Yeah.
she strives for it.
Yeah, I mean she's a good worker, bro. She's a worker. I mean she's just not really clean. That's kind of the only thing that she doesn't clean up. She's the lead for the bedroom, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's cool. She just, like I said, doesn't like to clean, and I feel like to me that's a big
part of it.
Yeah, especially for veg prop, like the nursery and the veg room, the mom room. Those rooms I feel like you have to be on cleaning.
Yeah,
like regularly. I used to clean, like I took care of all the nursery and veg room, like all the moms and all the teens and shit and clones. My other spot, I literally try to clean like every Friday. I'll try to like mop and all that. I mean,
are you like cleaning the lines every Friday too?
Nah, that's one thing I want. I wanted to just get new lines every run, But that's one thing I wanted to do, but it's just my boss didn't want to do that because it costs a lot and time, This place that I'm at now, we do that, but she just doesn't like mop the floors and shit or like wipe down the trays or anything,
Yeah.
And so it's like that's just how diseases spread. We have this problem with Fusarium right now, and so I'm just like, bro, you have to clean the bedroom. Like you have to be obsessive with it,
Yeah.
You want to stop the spread.
Well, what's that? Like, is it like? Don't you still have to worry about that one? Whatchamacallit, there's that one thing that all the plants are getting.
There's a lot of Fusarium.
Is that what it was? Where like it doesn't kill the plant necessarily, but it like makes it so you can't it won't like reproduce.
No, you're thinking of hops. You're thinking about hops. Hops does kind of kill it, yeah. You're thinking about hops.
That's the one that's getting like every plant in the world, basically.
Yeah, hops is a big one. Fusarium is a big one too. Those are two big ones. Well, it's just happened because you're seeing like we're monocropping like weed now. It wasn't like on the same scale as like other fruits and vegetables. And that, now we've caught up to that in the cannabis industry. So now you're seeing those. And the problem too with cannabis is like when you build a facility, like especially indoors, you're building it specifically to grow cannabis. So when you get something like Fusarium, or hops, usually what people do is they just take everything out and they'll put a whole new crop for a few seasons, That way that disease or that fungus can completely die out of their facility, and then they'll bring in that plant again if they want it later on.
Damn, it works like that.
That's the easiest way to get rid of it, you know what I mean?
Switching the whole strain up, or just
no, a whole genetic, a completely different thing, like tomatoes or some other shit. But the problem with cannabis is, like I said, the way you grow cannabis is very specific to cannabis. You can't, and the margins are like not there for tomatoes and like that. You'd have to.
What if you went like hemp?
You're not going to be making as much money, so you're just wasting the space. You're not going to like use an indoor facility to grow hemp. Stupid. But yeah, so we're trying to figure out ways to get rid of it right now. They're spending a lot of money on testing and shit. They're doing what are those tests that were for COVID?
The PC test.
Yeah. Anyways, those we're getting a machine to test that for.
You're like swabbing them and like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we got a lab in our facility.
You have one?
Yeah, they have a lab, dude. They make their nutrients from scratch. Like all the nitrogen and all that shit. They
put it in themselves?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know, dude. I never did that. I just bought what I needed. Yeah.
That's what I'm just wondering if like they just like go outside and grab some dirt.
No, you buy the raw materials.
Well, that's what. But at the core of it, there's still like dirt. You know what I mean? Like
minerals, salts and stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's not like outdoor, right? Where it's not going to be like go outside and there's a bush right there and like that type of dirt.
Nah, well, we don't use soil, we use cocoa anyways.
That's what it. Yeah, that's what I meant.
We're using cocoa. That's basically cocoa shavings. It's pretty interesting, actually. The bags, they come dehydrated, right? So then you leave them wet for like an hour, and then the cocoa blows up in a bag.
Really?
Super cool.
So like, is it like you remember Back to the Future when they ordered like the Hut? And the Pizza Hut was like this big, and then it turned into like a regular large.
Yeah, kind of. Basically, yeah.
Is it that big of a rate though? Like where it's
dude, it's like the bag is like as thin as my phone, pretty much, and then probably like two of my phones in terms of length.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what sizes you get, but yeah, it's like that. And then when you blow it up, it gets to be about like right here.
Is it still the same like width? Like,
yeah, same width. It's a square, so that doesn't change.
So basically, it turns into a rectangle.
Yeah,
sick.
It's pretty sick, dude.
And you can just cut squares off as you need.
No, that's your whole bag has it already filled, so they're individual. So it's like a bag. It's got exact, like not exact, but let's say hypothetically, like you're getting a 1 pound bag, you know. Okay. So I don't know how they take the measurements for 1 pound. I think it's like based off of volume, you know.
They're talking about you're gonna get 1 pound of flour, basically. You're gonna
get no 1 pound of with I'm pretty sure it's 1 pound of the cocoa.
Okay.
In that bag, and then you know, I don't know if it's dry weight or wet weight, but anyways. So, you know, we get 2 pounds. So then, like I said, you have your little blocks. You just we put them on a tray, fill it up with water or with nutrients, you know, and some beneficials. We just leave it in there for like an hour, and then we'll come drain it and then arrange it how we want to. Take the plants on it. Super, super chill.
How much, like, so, I mean, obviously you're just going in for the clone first, right? Like you're just putting your clone piece in? Like,
no, that's for after the cloning. So that's from when you're going into a pot. So the way you start is you take your cuts, it goes in a tray, right? You have your clones.
Yeah.
The way we do it here is they'll put that in peat moss, which is like a little bit like a circle. The cube will go into the circle eventually, you know. And then the next stage is it'll go into like a Rockwell cube, like that's pretty big, so yeah, like this big now. And then that next part is that cube will go into the cocoa. I'll take a picture. It's usually when you see it, you'll be like, "Oh."
I'll put a picture on my face.
Yeah.
No, I just always find that super interesting. Remember, like when aeroponics was popular. Were you weren't growing then? Were you? Or were you
I knew about it. Wasn't growing, but I knew about it. It's actually died out though. It's hard to make money off it that way.
There were a bunch of weird ones, like the water tank. I remember like fish tanks. You saw in like the old movies and shit like that. It'd be like a fish tank full of water, and then you would just see all the roots like hanging down.
Yeah,
like it's like basic hydroponics, I think. Right.
Yeah.
Because the roots are always touching the water in hydroponics. Like it's not all like sealed up by soil and whatnot.
Yeah, well, hydro just technically means not soil. So anything that isn't actual soil is considered hydro. So like cocoa is probably the more common way that's considered like cocoa. Like I said, cocoa shavings. The other way that I like to do is with I wouldn't do it anymore, but in the past I like doing it this way. It's like you'd fill a tray with fucking these little rocks. What are they called? I can't remember.
That's what you're talking about.
I'm spacing on their names. I haven't used them in so many years. But anyways, yeah, so you'd fill a tray with that, and then that's what the roots would grab into. And so the roots are like all exposed into the tray, you know, and they're all, I liked it that way because of like there's evidence that suggests plants work in synergy, you know, and they kind of communicate and move stuff through their roots. So when they're like touching each other, they can send like carbon and nutrients and stuff. I think in my personal opinion, I would see more roots in total. Dude, it would be like that whole tray would be all roots now.
Be like a hive mind.
Yeah, dude. But I wouldn't do that anymore because of all these diseases that are spreading now, like Fusarium specifically. It's a bacteria and it spreads through like anything like the root system, you know? So anything that touches the roots or has touched the roots and then touches something else, it'll be infected with Fusarium, you know?
Does Fusarium make your plant like not smokable? Is it like one of those, or is it like with the genetics of it, like how hops does?
No, it's it'll make your shit not smokable. So depending on the stages that your plant starts showing symptoms, is whether it's going to be smokable or not. You know what I mean? Because if you start seeing signs of Fusarium at like when you're in flower week 3, week 4, you know, you're going to be good. You're not even going to notice it. You know what I mean? Okay. But if you're like a clone, if you're in veg and the plant starts showing symptoms of Fusarium, like it has a high disease load, then it's gonna be stunted. It might not bud right. It's just like you'll see sometimes a whole one random branch will just die. So the way the disease works is it starts in the root zone, like I said, and then it travels up, right? So as it's traveling up, it starts affecting different branches, and it'll like start killing them off.
Single branches.
Yeah, just individual branches. Sometimes I've seen just one side of a plant all dead. It was crazy.
But it's like gnarly. It's not like when you. It's not like when you clean up a plant.
No, it's like if you didn't if you didn't water it, because the way the disease works is it's like this black tar looking shit will go into where the little root zone is. So it prevents nutrients from being uptaken, and so that part will be like it's as if you can't drink any water, can't get any of its nutrients, it just dies out. You know,
basically gives it a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, think of like you remember when Cell got Piccolo in the arm?
Yeah, and then Piccolo cut his arm off.
Yeah. Just imagine that, but you can't grow your arm back.
Well, dude, that's in so many. That was in Hell's Paradise too. Did you ever watch? Hell's Paradise?
It was so hard, bro. Yeah, it was so hard.
Next year, we gotta wait a whole nother year now for the new season to come out. 6.
Yeah.
So mad.
I'm glad I waited to watch it so I could see it all.
I watched it in both dub and sub.
That one took forever to come out in over on dub. I remember I was waiting for that, dude.
The episode, like the last 2 episodes, took forever to come out.
Yeah, you know who did it quick, bro? Was that Go Real Rangers? They got that.
Well, they do it like
AI, bro.
Go Loser Ranger did it, and so did like Undead Unluck. It's just because of the where it's getting published at.
Yeah.
So like if it's just in Shonen Jump, like I don't think it'll get the full. You know what I mean? Because it's only the manga's really publishing it, and they're putting out the money. But if it's something like Toei, or I don't even think about that actually, because I don't think Dime is translated at all. I think it might also just be up to like who's like Netflix.
I think it's up to them, yeah, if they want to do it.
Like I know Netflix with Dantadon. Have you ever watched Dantadon yet?
I've seen parts of
aliens
it. Yeah,
oh, so
I haven't seen all. I heard good things though.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But like that was every Thursday episode came out, and every Thursday the dubbed episode was out at the same time.
Damn, no way. That's a Netflix original? Or,
it's not a Netflix original, but Netflix it took the
rights to it or whatever.
Yeah, well, they got the publishing rights for like I think the US stuff. I think you can still get it on Crunchyroll too, though.
Yeah.
So they just have like one of the ways to access it. But I think they got their episodes first.
Yeah, that's that's one thing I'll give to Netflix is a lot of bullshit's put on there, but it's like they have a standard. Like when you watch a Netflix original movie or whatever, even if I don't like the movie, it's like it was shot with like nice gear. It looks nice,
I mean, it depends on how deep down the Netflix rabbit hole you get, because there's also the foreign.
Well, I don't know.
Some of the foreign stuff is good. Don't get me wrong, either. But like,
well, for Netflix, you have to. They only have certain cameras that are even approved. If you're not filming on that camera, then you can't even submit it.
Really?
Yeah, bro. You know that?
What? Didn't they have something that was like filmed on iPhones?
Yeah, but there's no iPhone film on Netflix though.
Oh, because that's what makes it the Netflix original too, though. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's like if they're paying for it,
yeah. That's probably why they all have that good. I mean, they all look really good a lot of times in Netflix.
They look good, bro. Storyline, might not always be so good, but quality wise, it's always like 4K, good ass audio and I pay attention to that, dude. You know what I mean?
Even some of their like the Korean stuff that they were putting out, or like Alice in Borderlands.
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
Yeah, like even that. The anime live actions, I will never appreciate.
Those are hard. Those are so hard to get right, dude.
Because of the imagination factor, and then like a actual animation factor.
Yeah.
Only certain ones work. Like in what was it with Ryuk, and I can't think of the name. Death Note.
I think you can make all of them work, bro. But you should just kind of lean into the goriness of it. You got to make it human.
No, you couldn't make Full Metal Alchemist live action to where I would think that's really cool. You couldn't do a lot of the ones they tried. Like you couldn't like One Piece ass. Like they will never be able to make Goofy Gear 6 look good.
I'm trying to think here. Because look, bro, if you're reading out Star Wars to me, the script, I wouldn't think that they were able to do that they did in the movies, because like at least prior to Disney, you know what I mean?
Okay, but it's not. You have to understand like why I specifically say Gear 6 Luffy is because Joy Boy is based on like just like mischief, and like the whole like Kaido episode where they're fighting is like a Tom and Jerry episode.
Yeah,
with all that's with like the things that are happening, and like the way Luffy gets big when he gets hit, just like the weird random stuff is like straight out of Tom and Jerry. I think Oda even took like inspiration from that type of cartoon.
Oh, for sure, dude.
So it's like, how are you gonna make that look good live action? Like you can't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, dude. I just take someone that's artistic enough, dude. Honestly, it just takes. Well, it takes a lot of right. Someone that's creative needs to meet a guy that's got good at with like special effects or whatever.
I'm also very biased.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for like if you're our age, because we used to, like if you're thinking like I'll give you an example, Dragon Ball Z, bro. If you're gonna do a live action for Dragon Ball Z,
remember the first one that came out?
Exactly. That's how I use that.
Evolution.
The level of which you need to execute this is so high, because you gotta understand. Like we've been watching this for like 10, 12 years.
And you're right. Like technically, a Dragon Ball Z should be one of the easier ones.
Yeah, because there's not weird shit going on.
Yeah, and they're on Earth.
You're just special effects with the Kamehameha. I've seen shit like that on YouTube. That looks good, bro.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's okay. Let me rephrase that. I think the biggest problem is they're not getting people that are like fans of art to do it.
I mean, it's also just I think technology is just not there.
Yeah, there's that. But I think that's the main thing, because if they got like the storyline for Dragon Ball Z accurate and didn't make it corny, you know what I mean? I could look past special effects.
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree, right?
To a degree.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, they could have done Dragon Ball for sure a lot better, because Dragon Ball literally has nothing weird until you get to like the
Nimbus,
fox
and then the monkey thing.
The Nimbus, the Red Ribbon Army Fox. That's with the girl. And then like I gotta look at Siri.
Probably the dragon too, I guess. You know?
I mean, yeah, Shenron would be kind of hard to make.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit hard. That's about it though, bro. Really Shenron shouldn't be too hard. Just think of Power Rangers. I'll take that, you know?
I mean, yeah, plus it's all be like how would they display Shenron, because you could do it differently because it's live action. He doesn't have to be like a genie in the bottle type thing.
You could just show his head or something and then clouds everywhere. I don't know.
That could definitely, that could definitely work. Definitely work.
But that's what I'm saying. They just need to get fans to be part of these projects, because then they can say like, look, dude, Shenron's cool, but let's only make like maybe 2 hands and a head, and I think people will be cool with that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
like because you have to make it you have to make it plausible, I guess. I don't know if that's the word or not.
You just gotta make it pass, dude.
Pass, but like realistic in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, like make certain like the hard parts pass. Yeah. And then make the other parts really good. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make a good storyline, it makes sense. Like if I'm watching the Dragon Ball movie and it's reminding me of when I watched Dragon Ball when I was like, you know, like 10 years old or whatever. Yeah. I'm happy, dude. The effects don't have to be the best, you know, as long as it's like they tried.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd even be happy with like not even showing Shenron's face or anything. It's just like the clouds and like a shadow, because like
mask, bro. Come on, we're gonna mask, dude. Give me 2 hands. Like they can work on his head, you know.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like I'd still be happy with that as long as if the voice was the voice.
Yeah, like
I'd be happy with you not even really having to see like the green dragon. He's just like that big in the mist or whatever.
Just recycle the Green Ranger's Megazord. Or not the Red Ranger. No. I'm sorry, the Red Ranger. Remember the first season? There was a dragon.
That wasn't a dragon in the first. That was the second or third. That was a ninja one.
No, that was before that. We didn't get it in America. We got.
Oh, that was the unreleased one, huh?
Yeah.
We did the little thing.
Well, no, it was released, but it was not here. You know. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about? You know the snake thing.
I kind of remember what you're talking about, but I'm trying to think of like the Power Ranger movie now too.
Power Rangers movie. Remember, the first Power Rangers movie was Turbo.
No, right? I'm saying the new. Remember the one that just came out like a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, like 3 years ago.
A movie?
Yeah, it was a Power Ranger live action movie. It might be older, but that's when I saw it. Was up long ago.
Wait, 2, 3. I don't know. I like the Ninja one. That one was pretty tight too, though. Wait, did the Ninja one come? No, wait. That led into Turbo, right? Didn't it? Yeah.
I was with the movie was when they got the Ninja one.
Yeah, that was a good movie, bro. Thinking back on it, dude, that was a good movie.
We gotta watch. We should watch that.
Yeah, we should, dude. Hopefully, it's as good as I remember it. It's not just.
I mean, I wonder if that was taken from like a Japanese one that came out, or if that was all their own.
I think the movie was original. Let me see. That's a good question, actually. I think the movie was original, though.
I could see it being original. 2017 was when the last one came out, and like they were in the weird little town, and like Rita was kind of sexy.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Well, what I was trying to say, bro, is they got to get people that are into the projects to be part of the project, because right now you're just seeing like a lot of, like, look at what Henry Cavill's thing. What was he doing? The Witcher.
Oh yeah, and he was so. People were saying he was so difficult to work with and everything.
Yeah,
which I mean, he might have been because he wanted it to be super true, but it was also his favorite video game.
I think that they fucked up by not listening to him. They put a chick on there that wanted to put her stamp on in a she had no clue about. She tried to make it all feminist too, dude. It got really weird, dude. And
it strayed from the games a whole lot.
Yeah, it did.
So there's that, which isn't all that great.
But you know what I'm saying, though? You know, they just got to do better with that. I think if I was Netflix, though, this is what I think I would do. I would lean on 2 things. I would, one, for sure lean on the anime, start doing more anime stuff, doing the dub thing like that. It's tight. People are going to like that, you know?
I mean, a lot of them, I mean, not when, what's his name comes out, the next Castlevania part, the Nocturne series, that'll come out in English instantly. When you can still be able to watch it in Japanese, but that'll drop all English.
That's hard as yeah. They need to do that, and I think they got to lean into sports. That segues me into one of my
wrestling.
Topics.
Monday Night Raw, baby. Is that one of the topics?
No, it was the supposedly the UFC's in talks of doing a Netflix deal.
Well, so Netflix picked up. Netflix is hosting WWE. Is that what it is now? Still
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling. They're hosting Monday Night Raw now.
Uh-huh.
Meaning like a live That's a live TV show every week.
Yeah, that makes sense because Dana White's been talking to him about the UFC thing, and the UFC owns WWE or whatever.
They're owned by the Saudi conglomerate.
Yeah.
Don't they own like Live Golf too? The new that like it's not a PGA Tour thing. It's called Live.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Yeah, it's like their anti PGA thing.
Yeah, basically, where it's like Happy Gilmore.
I saw that too. Crazy. Huh? We didn't even do an intro. We just kind of went into it. Should we just do it right now?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Welcome back to the show, guys. Today we have the return of Trizzle Trey, bro. It's been a minute. He's been on and off, dude, but it's okay. It happens.
We're gonna be on now, baby.
We're back on?
We're back on, baby.
2025?
2025, baby. It's our year.
We're back on, dude. Yeah, dude. Episode 85, I think, right now. It's pretty crazy because we're almost at 100. I'm excited to get to that 100.
You want to do something cool for the 100?
Yeah, we should do some.
When we go on like a road trip in pod?
That'd be tight, actually, bro. If I get that gimbal, then that'd be even more tight.
It's just send me what it looks like. Oh, figure one out.
Nah, I'll send you what it looks like. Yeah. I want a specific one, bro. I'm getting bougie with it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, all right, we'll check it out. But yeah, so I'm down for a road trip. Let's plan this out. Episode 100. So
we can go to the abandoned water park.
Where's the abandoned water park?
On the way to Vegas. Like just a couple hours. Or there's Jefferson Air Base.
Where's that at?
It's close. It's in Victorville. It's closer. And it's like, that it's been on like SoCal Outdoor Explorer and like other pages that I follow that go to like abandoned. But I've also seen it in random. I think I've seen it in like a puberty video. It's basically a town, an Air Force base, the whole freaking. Are we cussing?
Yeah, that's all right. I'll beep it, dude.
All right, what? So cool. It's a whole base. It's like a base plus everything that came with like Camp Pendleton abandoned.
Okay.
And
that's in Victorville.
Yeah, it's an entire. It's called McPatterson or McPherson Air Force Base. I always thought it was like, it's Jefferson Air Base. I always thought it was named after somebody, like George Jefferson Air Base or blah blah blah. But it's just like Jefferson Military Air Base.
It's kind of been named after someone eventually, right?
Jefferson Barracks Air National Guard Base. Oh, that's in Massachusetts. All right, regardless, literally, it's an entire city abandoned. And then there's like building complexes just abandoned. It's all bombed up and like, I don't know, it'd be cool to just go explore something random.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. You said Victorville. I think, is that where Cody Sessions lives? Was that around that area or no?
I'm sure he would know about Jefferson Air Force Base.
Hit him up. I might see him on February 22nd. Well, I am because I'm going to go there. But one of his fighters is fighting Evan something. That'd be tight. I'm say what's up to him. Let's see him in a minute.
Van life.
Yeah, I think he's getting a pad now or something, or upgrading the van. I gotta check up on that.
It'd be sick if you got like a school bus.
Dude, yeah.
Bro, I've seen some gnarly ass school bus ones. I just don't believe the.
Where do you park it though?
You can park lots of Walmart like that.
It's not lots of places, bro. You can park at some places.
Well, I mean, there's a Walmart close enough to most places.
Yeah.
But it also has to do with the city ordinance too.
Yeah. I can't see a lot of city officials excited about that type of stuff.
I mean, Huntington Beach was like one of the first cities to allow use car.
Well, you have to, dude, because they have like all those vans and people just park on the beach,
True, but Huntington Beach was still one of the first cities that was like, yeah, you can just sleep in your car and we won't fuck with you.
Yeah.
Even though they still fuck with you.
Is that still going on right now or what?
I think it's still legal, yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think a lot of the Walmarts are legal anymore, though.
Yeah.
At least in Orange County.
I saw in the news this couple was making meth in a Walmart bathroom. They're sleeping in a van, and then they would go to a Walmart bathroom at a certain time and make meth, bro.
I mean, yeah. Did you ever hear about I think it was a Walmart maybe, where they had the attic, like,
Close enough.
There was like a couple that lived in like the attic of this like store or something. It's like then they got the most shot out mug shots. Like they looked whack. And they were living up there for a while and like cooking like chicken baked meth and shit like that.
Yeah,
and finally got caught.
I mean, those were the only type of people that would do that. That would live in a Walmart. But yeah, so UFC potentially might go to
that'd be so weird.
I'm down for it. The ESPN deal that's supposed to end the end of this year, 2024, right? I also hear reports that are saying that they might try to do something like football and have like a multi deal with different networks. You know?
Oh, like ABC, CBS.
Yeah.
I mean, that could work because that's what wrestling did too. Wrestling was like USA, and then it was on like TNT. It was on a couple different stations.
Yeah, I can see it working. I think it's going to be interesting how they do it and how fights they choose to pick to go to what network, or are they just going to broadcast on everything at once? I don't know. You know?
I mean, that's gonna be. I mean, Netflix likes their like exclusive rights to things for sure.
Yeah, they have money though too, so I'm sure they'll be willing to pay.
Dude, but I mean, like,
They got they got what, like a billion.
think
or a
about how
million
crazy
streams?
your Netflix subscription is gonna get, though.
I don't know, but that Mike Tyson fight it streamed like a million streams or something.
It probably, I think it streamed more, but that's like the quality was.
But I mean, it just shows that people are willing to watch stuff on.
No, yeah, no, yeah, totally.
You know,
But
Netflix.
like, how much more are they gonna raise it? Because you know they're gonna jack the price up.
I don't think they can jack the price up for a while, bro. They jacked it up twice last year.
Look at Hulu. You know how much Hulu is to watch, like everything?
It's like 15 or what, 20?
No, it's like 100 and something bucks.
God damn. Oh, because they got with the live and all that.
Yeah, they've basically turned it into like a TV network.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
And I think that's what I mean. Netflix could definitely go that route. If they're getting wrestling, they get UFC. I mean,
Well, who knows? They might even just have like a contender series, Netflix or something. You know what I mean?
true.
You know what I'm saying? And then maybe they'll have something else with ESPN. Maybe they'll still do the ESPN fights on the fight nights. Who knows? I don't know how they plan on doing that.
Who's ESPN with right now? Are they by
Disney.
themselves?
No,
Dude,
they're
that's
owned by
what it is.
Disney,
Disney,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Dude, it's gonna come down to the mouse and the flicks.
Well, my thing with them being on Disney was I was kind of concerned because Disney's doing bad with their streaming sites, you know, and so I feel like if they continue to do bad, they might want to start releasing things to keep their like main business, which is like kid entertainment afloat, you know. So ESPN doesn't really fit into that kid business aspect. This was like a whole different model that they tried, you know.
Yeah, because it was like Disney first came out, Disney Plus, and it was like
Yeah, it was part of the Disney Plus package. Yep.
And then all of a sudden they got Hulu.
And ESPN.
ESPN, doesn't HBO go through Disney?
No, I think that HBO's got their own thing, right?
I know. Oh, Max, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my only fear I had with the UFC being tied to ESPN is if ESPN ends up getting sold to someone else, you know, it's like the UFC, their fight nights go with that, you know. So
yeah, because that's all ESPN sponsorship, right?
They paid for that. So that's why I think going to Netflix might seem like a better idea. I don't know.
Yeah, but you also, I don't know. I feel like you don't need fights every week like that.
Nah, well, they're only doing it because of this ESPN deal.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah,
they're
because
obligated or what?
Yeah, they agreed to put on X amount of fights per year, like annually. You know, they have
That's
to meet
crazy.
that. Yeah, so they got to put that along with their own fights. You know, that's another thing too is the oversaturation, dude. Honestly, the UFC needs to, I think, split. I think it's gotten big enough to where they could split, have another organization, maybe have LFA run it or something. They bought like a MMA organization called LFA. Have split the UFC division, put people in LFA, bring LFA up, and then have it be as like have them kind of compete with each other while still being owned by the same people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so like almost like a contender series.
Well, just because if we keep seeing UFC every weekend, it's like the fights become stale and the quality becomes so different. You know what I mean?
I mean, they just need to like. I understand like the whole deal of the contract. Like they have to put on so many shows, but it's like that's what's it.
Well, think about it. You're having guys that are like 4 fights in their pro career in the UFC now.
Yeah,
they have to fill the early prelims now. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, dude. Keep those guys in like LFA, you know, and bring LFA up, right? And then you could put less UFC fights and then more LFA fights and have that balance out, and they could play across the same ESPN, whatever the dude.
I mean, or you could just have it be like a battle. If it's like, you know what I mean? Because in the long run it'll work. Because it could be like a, what's the Rob Dyrdek show?
Fantasy Factory.
No, the one that's still Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Like that's all that's on MTV too.
Yeah.
But he's still making money on it.
I don't know. Maybe not that though. Yeah.
They say he's like one.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things he could have done, I guess, because of the syndication and put it on. And like people, I'll watch it randomly. I'll spend a whole day watching Ridiculousness sometimes if I'm at someone's random house.
It's always on.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally always on MTV2. So, I mean, it could be something like that too, where it's just like you just got this battle going on between LFA and
UFC.
Yeah, or whatever you want to rebrand it as to make it seem like a contender series that has like a point system or something weird like that.
Yeah. Well, like the reason I bring that up is because there's a lot of fights, and now you're getting people on the card that probably like don't need to be, maybe shouldn't be in the UFC. Just the skills just aren't there yet. You know what I mean? So split the league, send people there. I don't know. I just think they're putting on too much fights. Like it's getting so watered down.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember when it was just monthly.
Yeah, those were the greatest, bro.
Those
when they only had the UFCs.
Yeah, it was like the Wanderlei Silva days and all that.
Dude, yeah, John Jones early days, dude. George St. Pierre.
Yup.
When there was Spike.
GSP.
Dude. Speaking on UFC and stuff, I've been watching sports reporters. They've been talking about how they think the PFL it might not be around for so much longer. So they bought Bellator and they did some weird shit with Bellator, and so they're like
the contract thing.
Yeah, remember how I brought it up in the past with Gegard Mousasi, Cyborg, some other fighters. Yeah, so that's basically what happened. Is like they bought this contract for these fighters when they got Bellator. They decided to keep the division split, which was retarded. They should have swallowed Bellator fighters and had it just all be under the PFL brand, But they had this crazy idea of just keeping the both leagues competing against each other, It just the problem with. I know I just said that for the UFC, but the UFC is a different animal. They can afford to do that. You know what I mean? They've gotten to the point where they're so big they need to split. Before the PFL, they were still growing. And so now you're spending all this money on marketing for PFL and then marketing for Bellator. That's already a huge cost, right? Just for the marketing, right? Another problem is like you should be getting all the fighters fighting together to see who's the best out of all of them. And I know they did that competition, but still, like that was only for their
competition was weird. Yeah, it was like all the biggest fighters. It was Rampage. It was Fedor.
It was their champs. It was just their champs.
So really?
It's PFL versus Bellator.
That's what that was.
To see who would get the belts or whatever.
So what? Fedor was Bellator then?
Fedor, I don't think Fedor was in this.
Oh, okay, well, so originally when Bellator came back, I remember I was in prison.
Yeah, Fedor was in Bellator,
and that was like the comeback of Bellator was that like tournament thing that went down, the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're probably talking about like when he fought Ryan Bader or some shit.
Dude, it was fucking like who's that country.
Oh yeah, Roy Country Nelson. Yeah,
he was in it. It was Rampage. It was fucking Fedor. It was like every big name growing up from like Pride, like the Pride days and like in the UFC.
Yeah. So PFL, they're hurting for some money. They can't afford their fighters right now. So a lot of people from Bellator are saying that they can't get any fights, and the reason for it is because they had contracts with Bellator agreeing that they would get paid X amount per fight. Yeah. And PFL doesn't want to honor that because obviously they don't have, I don't know if they just don't think the fighters are worth it or they just don't have the money or a little bit of both,
Yeah.
So what PFL is doing instead is they're just not giving them a lot of fights. That way they don't got to pay them a lot, And then.
But isn't there like a mandatory minimum amount of fights?
You're supposed to be guaranteed, but the fights are never always guaranteed because if you get injured or something, you know what I mean? So it guarantees you we'll offer you X amount of fights per year, whether or not you can take it.
And are they not doing that now?
Well, they could say that like we're supposed to offer you, but shit happens. There's like I don't know how the contracts are. I'm not gonna say I know the contracts. That's what I'm assuming. But anyway, so they're choosing to not let these like top Bellator fighters fight, and then they're giving someone like Francis Ngannou like a couple million. It's a fight.
Yes.
And which was like, I liked it, dude. I like Francis. I'm glad he's getting paid, but dude, he wiped that division through, bro. Like there's,
I mean, nobody in the UFC could stand up against him.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, where does that? I mean, how is this helping your brand?
I mean, they bought Superman.
Yeah, they bought Superman, and they told Superman he can go fight in boxing, and boxing pays him a lot more. So he's had like 1 or 2 fights in PFL, and then he's had like probably the same or more in boxing. Yeah.
Have you seen him box? Like, have you seen any of the boxing matches?
Yeah, he did good, bro. I think he beat Tyson Fury. I think that was kind of a bad call, but it was close, But I think he did enough.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I think he lost officially, but I think that he won that. Whatever.
That was your personal decision.
That was my personal opinion.
He's getting more hits, or doing more damage.
Yeah, I think he dropped him early on, if I'm not mistaken. I got to rewatch it because it's been a minute. But yeah, I just remember thinking, I didn't think it was robbery or anything, but I feel like it should have gone to Francis.
Is he the one that's got the hardest punch strength?
Yeah. I think someone beat him, though. I forgot who it was.
I think someone, yeah, I want to say I heard Joe Rogan's talking about it.
Smaller guy.
But just unheard of power. I don't know. That'd be fucking wild shit, though. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So, anyways, like I said, dude, Bellator PFL, state of dismay. It's unfortunate because I liked him and I wanted to see him continue to succeed. But
are they just like eventually going to claim bankruptcy, or are they hoping like fighters quit so they don't have to spend the money, or like what would the end game be?
I don't know. I think they're just trying to get more money to pay their fighters and put on more fights. I don't know how bad they're in the hole, but it's clearly the Bellator fighters aren't getting a lot of fights, and so yeah.
And just you can't go cross. I mean, what else is there besides like?
Well, that's what they should do, bro. This is what PFL should do, bro. Like they should cut their losses, right? Just the Bellator fighters just either honor their fucking contracts, because at the end of the day, the contract's a contract, bro. If you're taking over a company, it's like you want to honor the last company's decisions,
Yeah.
So the best.
Well, that should all get ironed out and like.
Yeah, or come to an agreement with them, like, hey, bro, we can't pay you this, but we can do this, whatever, dude. Something. Fix that, right? If you can't do that, then just release them and let them go fight for another league. Let them go to the UFC or Ryzen or something else, dude. You know what I mean?
Oh, it didn't go down like that.
And now they're just holding their contracts. There's a dispute. I think there's like a legal dispute going on right now.
That's pretty. Imagine if the fighters just got over it and mutinied.
Well, I think that if they decide to go fight for somewhere else, they can't because they got that contract.
No, I'm saying they mutiny, like they just start tearing up the inside of the establishment.
PFL.
Yeah,
I don't know. They got securities with guns and. Like,
I mean, I've seen fit security guard with guns.
Yeah.
Also seen some unfit security guards with guns.
I'm probably more worried about the unfit security guard with the gun. He's probably gonna shoot first.
If he can get the holster out.
I think he'd be scared. He'd already have it out.
Oh, okay. You're thinking of the old gun jumper.
Yeah.
That's very possible. Especially if you're in a place full of fighters.
I think if you don't take care of your own body, you're probably, not right in the head.
I mean...
You'd probably...
it kind of depends on which way you're going. Like, if you don't eat... Have you ever not eaten? Ever been like...
Like what? Not
like I forget what, if it's anorexia or bulimia. I think it's anorexia.
Yeah, I think
you don't eat, and then bulimia is when you throw up.
Yeah. Have I been anorexic? I don't know. I've not eaten because of reason drugs or whatever. I'm just depressed. But on a side note though, Fighters Rep is no more. We talked about it with Hung. I know you probably don't know what they are, but you've probably heard us talk about them.
Fighters Rep.
So it was
an organization.
Yeah, it was a kickboxing organization. It was the last actual true kickboxing organization out here in California, Southern California at least. They were cool. They put on some cool shows. I went to some.
Oh, you said if we talk, is it the one where they have a lot of stuff in Arizona?
No, that's WBC.
Okay,
they're pretty big. They're still around now. Fighters Rep. Who did we have on that fought for Fighters Rep? I'm trying to think. Anyways, yeah, they're gone. George, from what I heard, he's gonna call it quits. If you guys watched the last episode with Hung talked about it more and deeply. He's gonna obviously be going to WCK. If you saw that episode, you would know that. But I just wanted to announce that they are gone.
R.I.P.
They joined the bucket of other Muay Thai kickboxing organizations that are no more, like Lions Fight. R.I.P. Lions Fight. I was just thinking about that the other day.
Is this not even from like people money off or anything like that? It's just
you
can't get the fights for the fighters and like a place to host it
for Fighters Rep or Lions Fight.
Is that how companies fall?
Well, for Fighters Rep, I think from what I understand, there wasn't a lot of money in it. It was pretty big though. George really built something pretty big, dude, pretty quickly too. From what Hung said, is he just isn't in it anymore. His son's getting older, and he does baseball. So apparently he just wants to be there more for his son. For these years, you know. It's hard, bro. Running a promotion is hard, especially in Southern California. It's a lot of red tape. It's really expensive, you know.
Oh, if I can imagine.
Fans don't appreciate it, you know.
Not only that, but then like California, like nothing's cheap.
No, a lot of regulations, but yeah. So they're gone. RIP fighters are up.
Did they have like fighters for them, or are they going to like other organizations?
Yeah. So there's there's a WCK event on February 22nd. So I think Hung is bringing like a lot of people into that. I think a lot of people will probably end up going to WCK, stuff like that. It's kind of unfortunate though, because there's not really any other kickboxing promotions around here. So
like true kickboxing.
Yeah, with no fucking like elbows and clenching and shit, you know. Some people really like that. They have a community. Like I know people like my homie Yadir, he specifically like prefers to fight kickboxing over Muay Thai. Like he'll go for that 9 out of 10 times, you know. Probably 10 out of 10 to be honest. Well, 9 out of 10 because I'm sure he likes boxing even more, you know.
Was it karate or kickboxing, that one thing where the octagon, like whatever the cage, whatever. It's not a cage either. It's just
Karate
like,
Combat, the pit.
That's
just tight.
That was pretty cool to watch.
That's cool. Yeah,
I saw fools get dropped in that one.
Dude, yeah. I saw that one fool that got put in a coma. Did you see that?
No.
It was a head kick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Off of like just like jumping down from like the top of the pit part. I saw a couple of cool head kicks that knocked people out.
Yeah, no, he just head kicked him. I think he'd faked it or something. And this dude got put in, like he was put to sleep for like 2 days.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, everyone was super like Juani, President or Awesome, I think is his name. Yeah, I don't remember his actual name. I think it's
President Awesome.
That's what he goes by, as President Awesome. I don't know if Awesome's his actual name. But he's one of the CEOs or whatever, or one of the shareholders to Karate Combat.
Yeah.
But he went to the dude's
like bedside or whatever.
Yeah, he was like, he put out a post. It was super sad, dude. He's a cool guy, dude. President Awesome seems cool.
I mean, he won with the name.
Yeah.
I got a shout out to him.
He owns Go MMA or something. You ever seen those videos?
No.
Bro, they're brutal, bro. They spar like 100%, dog. They had a series on Netflix, dude. Check it out.
It's like you and from what I hear, when you and Quo go at it.
Nah, it's way worse, bro.
Way worse?
They're way worse, dude. They're like actually like, and they got the small gloves and shit. Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, is that like from where, was it Chris? Was it Pena?
No, it's not from, they're in Florida.
No, but is it like that? Had Jim?
Yeah, yeah, same concept.
Interesting. The one with the Brazilian cat when he would do like, he was doing the perfect.
Kazi. Yeah, basically, it's not an influencer gym, that's for sure.
No, I wouldn't expect. I don't know. It's so weird to like. Even like Wad it's not like an influencer at all, but like the dude be posting like good at, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got it though. That's just marketing, you know. It's how it is nowadays. You know, your budget you have to account to budget for marketing. You know,
and that's so weird.
And your time.
Are they buying followers for that, or is it just like it's inserting it into?
You can buy followers. You can buy fake followers. They don't like that shit though. If they catch you doing that too many times, I think that they'll delete your thing. You know.
Yeah.
At least Instagram. Well, I don't know, like these other platforms, but you can do that. I think the best way to do it is you can pay for ad space.
Is that how like the sponsor? Like that's what I was thinking. Like that's what I meant more of, like how the sponsored ads work.
Yeah, that's how you would do it. That's the best way to do it. Either that or just make it trending. You know, like make a good video, put good hashtags.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, shoot it in the ether. But yeah, probably the most effective way is to run campaigns, and so you can take like a post or whatever, and then turn that into like an ad.
And it'll like yeah. I know like whenever I'm like in Orange County, like Anaheim area, I'll get like that weird kick and crab spot that pops up on my Insta.
Yeah.
That's like in Westminster, and I'm like, why is this always when I'm down here? I don't know, it's weird.
Dude, yeah, you can make it super specific if you want. There's like, you can put an age, demographic, you can put like geolocate it. You can put certain things that people are into, like sports or whatever, you know?
Yeah, like that's weird.
It's crazy, dude. You can put it by language people speak.
Who's listening?
Yeah, like, well, I mean, because why would you want to like post it in a different language? You know,
to be honest, at one point, my SoundCloud got nothing but Spanish commercials.
Yeah,
I don't know why. No one would speak Spanish in the car.
So
like
Spanish artists said, if they speak English, I want to hear it, bro. Or
exactly. I was just in a spot where they were not trying to have it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you really got to try to figure out what you want to target. Otherwise, you're just wasting money. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but it seems so weird to be like that. I mean, it makes sense, obviously, especially like if it's like a niche thing.
Yeah.
But like,
well, it's not though because everyone does it though. Apple does it, dude. Sony, Lumix, they all do the same thing.
You ever seen like when someone's got like a camera in their house and they have like the night vision and like someone's looking at their phone, like the phone blinking because the camera like looking at your eyes
the lasers and shit going off.
That's
crazy.
So crazy.
Yeah, because it happens too fast for us to catch it. But you can when you watch it through a camera, it'll slow it down
because of the frame rate it can only pick up. That's just so weird.
I know.
The floating helicopters and stuff from it,
dude. Bro, I was watching the drone footage of people in Ukraine sending drones to just random targets, bro. Dude. I think I talked about it earlier. Was it on the Potter before?
We've talked about this a few times. Just we're talking about it,
dude. There's this one I saw where it's just, dude. There's like this like 400 North Koreans that got within an hour. It was so fucked up, dude. It's like because they didn't understand like modern warfare, you know. So it's like they weren't expecting. They've never encountered drones like this, so they were like, dude, they did not know what they were doing. After the first night it happened, you saw a bunch of survivors run into the forest. There's a forest nearby. They're out in the open, and the drones through all that infrared, bro. Nothing, bro. So then you see them like by the time it got to the third or fourth, bro, they're all like camoed out, right? And it's snowing, and shit, so they're all in white. And then they have like these reflectors that they would carry, like a bunch of them, you know. And so they made a camp and they dug a hole in the ground, right, under the snow, and then they put the reflectors over it everywhere. And it's actually, even with the drones, it's hard to see them, right? So they're like, oh, look, now they're using camo, but we found them, you know. Once they found them, they just took a drone that had like fire, and it would go into this little hole that they made, this little dugout, and it would just shoot fire. I gotta beep all that out.
No way,
dude, it was gnarly. Yeah. Then it shows them hitting like the Russian tanks.
Dude, there's like,
yeah, they'll either drive straight into them, and if they can't, if it's too armored, they'll get in the hatch.
So wild,
dude. They're DJI drones.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? The DJI ones, the ones for like to make content. You know,
they're the cool ones that are fast.
Yeah,
and like very maneuverable.
They're regular ones. You could buy one of those. They're not even like the biggest ones.
No, I know, but it's just the fact I probably just because they have like the maneuverability and like whatever the radio frequency is.
Yeah,
the way the controller works is probably like top of the line. So I imagine like a jammer.
Oh, that's one thing that you probably have to do is probably use a jammer. It's probably the easiest thing, or some type of device, like a net device to catch them before they hit you. You know?
Yeah.
Probably jammers would be the best way, but then that's just not reliable because you can always just change the code or whatever. You know?
The frequency.
Yeah, I prefer like a physical stop, something to physically stop. Yeah, you know what I mean?
The Iron Curtain.
I don't want to rely on like shit I can't see. You know what I mean?
Radio waves and
shit. Yeah. That. Well, the one thing too that the Russians started doing is they just started putting like random pieces of metal over the tanks, you know, because the drones aren't that powerful. So you know what I mean? It's like they can crash into it, but they're trying to hit certain spots that are more.
They know that's going to do something.
Yeah. So that.
What about EMPs?
EMP would probably work against the drone. I don't know what the range is on that though.
How quickly you could fire them off?
Maybe if you could just shoot a bunch in the sky and they just explode, you know, at different.
Wait, what?
Like if you could get like a fucking put like some type of EMP device in like a ball or something and shoot it into the sky.
Oh yeah, like a flat
explode,
like a flat cannon.
Yeah,
that's how those worked. Yeah. They would just like pop in the sky after so high.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird to think about.
Dude, this footage was crazy though. I'll send it to you later if I remember. But it was, dude, the Koreans are getting, bro. It's sad.
The North Koreans?
Yeah.
Isn't that good though?
Yeah, it's sad for them though. They don't know any better, you know what I mean? Dude, can you imagine what it's like for them? They've never left the country, right?
No. They're
in a whole other country and they've never seen this weaponized drone before.
That's really just weird to me. Like, why wouldn't, it's like, how are you not going to keep your people up to date on what's going on?
Well, I looked into that actually. That was a good question. I asked the same question, and this war expert was explaining how what he thinks that North Korea doesn't want to tell its citizens about all the technology that exists outside of North Korea because then that would show that they're not as powerful as they want them to think, you know?
Makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he probably knew they were going to get murked as he's like, damn, dude, they're going to get blown up by drones and ballistic type missiles and shit and whatever, bro.
I mean, do they even technically have a intercontinental ballistics missile program yet?
Like, the United States or North Korea? North Korea.
North Korea.
They don't even have a nuclear program yet. They're part of the deal. Is this is from what I heard is they would help the North Koreans by giving them supplies and soldiers, and in return they want they want Russia. I'm sorry, North Korea would help Russia. Yeah. In return, they want Russia to help them build out their nuclear weapons program.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Putin's not that dumb.
He needs people right now, though. No one's with Russia. Their economy is on the brink of collapse. Their soldiers are getting murked. Yeah, they need all the help. China is not helping them anymore. They're kind of secretly doing shit, but they decided just to pull away. They got too much shit going on.
Speaking of China, what do we think about the Orbs?
Orbs, man. I think they're drones. I don't know if I think they're from China. I think it's probably more, in my opinion, I think it's more than likely that it's some type of weapons from the United States, you know?
I think that sniffer theory is pretty plausible.
What's the sniffer theory?
That the drones are basically looking for like nuclear, whatever you want to call it, signature, because there's supposedly a missing nuclear warhead from Ukraine.
Yeah,
when like the war first started or something.
So who sent that though?
Huh?
So who sent it though?
What do you mean? Who sent what?
Who sent the drones?
We are.
So it's the United States that are.
I guess. I mean, the only weird part is about how like they come from the ocean and then they go back to the ocean. That's the only weird part, which I could think aliens. Maybe China, but I don't really think China. Like, I just don't think it's China.
Yeah, I don't think it's China.
I don't think it's Russia. I don't think it's China. I think it's either our own or from deep down under the ocean.
I don't think it's another country because the U.S. is being way too chill about it, you know?
Well, it's too quiet. So it's got to be something pretty wild. And you got to think, like, if it was this big and it was like China or something, they'd be like, hey, stay inside.
Yeah.
There's just something would come up to be like,
of course,
stay the fuck out of the way of these things.
You know, how many, if there are people caught for like days, they're seeing like that, you know?
Well, yeah. And it's just like the level of like, I mean, how some of them, and they're different models, I guess. I was watching one of the
different sizes.
Yeah, different like things. Some of them are as big as cars, some of them aren't. I mean, if it was like alien, I mean, if it is aliens, fucking, at least we know they're not hostile yet.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you have a SUV sized drone, probably fit some pretty cool fucking outer space shit on it, weapon wise. District 9.
Yeah. I'm not buying into aliens. That's not saying that I don't believe in aliens or none of that. I do think they exist. I just don't know if this is it. It could be this little sniffer thing, maybe. For sure, I think it's some type of. It belongs to the United States. I think they would have shot it down and examined it or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, they missed the balloon.
Yeah.
So there is that aspect, but at the same time, I don't think they're just gonna let this happen.
I mean, it makes sense too. Like, if it is a weapons project, you don't want people to know a lot about it. You don't want to shoot it down. You're not trying to make it public. You know, this is just like technology that they don't want our enemies to know about. You know?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that they're trying to keep it hush hush just means it's a weapon. But what do I know? You know, I've been wrong.
Weapon or just reconnaissance thing in general.
Yeah.
Like they're mapping something.
Could be. Yeah.
Because they come out at night apparently more than anything, which isn't normal. I don't know if you saw the video about the vice president of he's the first guy that basically said something about it being a missing warhead and those drones being like sniffers trying to detect like the nuclear signature from it. But he was just talking about like they're like apparently like they're coming out at night and like that's not normal, like bad visibility, blah blah blah. So like, and they're out there for a weird like length of time, like that isn't supposed to be normal. I don't know. I saw like the Joe Rogans with James Fox where they were talking about just what they are basically, or like the ideas behind them. And like one of them showed like this orb, and they said it looked like an angel. It was the perfect like depiction of like one of the ones described in like Job or something. You know, it's like a
star,
million eyes and like circle, yeah. But at the same time, like the pattern was, Jamie was looking it up, and he found a thing of just like 4 different like light, like it was supposed to be what the top of a star, like what it looked like, and like the wave patterns of it, and like one of them matched perfectly, basically, with what the orb was showing. And then they're saying that some of them look like the Terrence Howard device that he brought up on Joe Rogan and like all the other podcasts, a lock pin, or it was basically like the drone machine like interlocking with each other, getting bigger, becoming like one. Called a lock pin.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I gotta see a visual representation of that.
He doesn't even really have like it's the visual representation is a CG rendering, which is, I don't know, super weird. But like out of all the weird things that he was talking about on the one episode, like his math and like what is it like 1 minus 1 isn't 0 or whatever he says, like 1 plus 1 doesn't make 2. He's got like that weird math thing going on.
Talking about that actor or what?
Yeah.
What was his name?
The dude from Hustle and Flow.
Yeah. Jinx. That's the first movie that came to mind. What's his name?
Terrence Howard.
Yeah, Terrence Crawford. No, Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard, yeah.
Yeah.
His math 1 times 1 equals 2 to symbolize the challenging the status group. There's the status quo.
Yeah,
1 times 1 would equal 1.
Yeah, he was trying to say how it shouldn't equal 1 or something, because you can't like have anything in addition to it, something else, and it not become more, you know?
Yeah. And then like he had, I don't know, there was like in one of the Joe Rogan debate ones, he had like another guy on there. He's just like, stop. He's like, you're trying to teach people.
Yeah, Brett Weinstein or some.
Is that who it was?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was just like, you got something going. Called a linchpin. Yeah, it is a linchpin. All right, cool. I was gonna say, if not, I sound really racist.
That's what it looks like. Oh, I did see the things he was making though. Yeah, he made them, right? He made some drones that were like all squarey.
Yeah, it's basically just like the square. Yes. Oh man,
I saw those. I did see those. I forgot about that.
And they come together. Yeah. Like they can come together to create more power.
That could be if. So you're saying just giant versions of that, or what?
These in the Joe Rogan one with James Fox, he's like, it looks just like a linchpin. Like that's what one of the video, like the pictures.
Damn, I never thought about that too. But I do remember he posted like it was like a bunch of drones or something, and they like connected.
Yeah,
they were picking and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like you could pick up a human with this many and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, he said theoretically, because I think he only has small ones, but he said he's done the math, so I believe him. You know.
I mean, he's.
I mean, if
other scientists are just like, he's got something here.
Yeah, so yeah. Could be. Yeah, maybe that's the weapon he's working with the United States.
Who's that other guy?
Brett Weinstein?
No, is it Billy Corbin? The guy that talks about like the ancient ones, like pre-Sumerian and all that.
Oh, you're talking about No, you're Grant. Talking about Grant Hancock?
No, he's a black dude, the new guy.
Oh, sorry, I don't know him then.
Is it Billy Corbin? I think it's Billy Corbin. He was on Joe Rogan, and I think he had something to do with the linchpin thing. Oh, but it's this black dude. I follow him on Facebook. Billy Carson.
Billy Carson. All right, I'll look into him.
I think he's got his own podcast at this point now, but he gets into like Sumerian like names of people and like the crazy shit, like what like the stuff that's supposed to be like the Tower of Babel, like not the Tower of Babel, but the whatever that Sumerian stone, that monolith, like just all that type of shit. And it talks about like the ones that predated them and then like the ones that predated them.
Mm-hmm. So
he's got some pretty fucking way out. It'd be a cool listen.
I'll check him out. It's random though. What I do want to mention is, did you ever see? This is nothing to do with what you just said, but you can keep bringing it up if you want.
What up?
But you know who Nas Daily is? He's like that Indian dude. Or he's not Indian. He's technically like Palestinian, but he's that guy. I am with the most richest guy in the world, and today, you know those that be at the end of like YouTube or like Instagram and TikTok and all that.
I mean, it sounds kind of familiar,
bro. He was popping right here. I'll show you.
But like, I mean, is he actually interviewing people?
Yeah, they're quick interviews. This guy right here. So check this out, bro. He is getting some hate right now. So you know how all this content is like about positivity?
No, I really honestly have not seen this channel much.
I gotta show you. I'll show you. I gotta show you here. I'll just.
He's one of those weird YouTube pages that's everything is just happy and.
I mean, it was cool though because he gave you some informative, you know, and he would show you about different cultures. And but check this out. I'll just show you a random video.
Let's do it.
Dude, he's like all the videos are all hating on him now, dude. Because dude, this fool f***ed up hard, dude.
What did he do?
I'll tell you after you see this video.
Every day, the world welcomes 360,000.
I've seen one or two of his videos.
So you know who that guy is, right?
I can tell by the face on the speech, yeah.
And the way the content is, he's just yelling. Anyways, so it was about spreading positive messages. He would bring like awareness to certain things, you know, certain people. He started getting some hate because the first thing that kind of like got people looking at him sideways was he interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried, you know, the crypto guy.
Yes,
the guy that like, and he was the owner of what was that cryptocurrency called?
Binance.
No, was it Binance? No. Anyways, he owned a crypto, a crypto thing, right? And then he basically
SBF,
yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried. What was it? Was it Binance?
FTX. That's what it was.
Yeah, he owned FTX, right? Obviously, we all know Sam was a bad guy. He was laundering money and
doing all types of cool things.
I mean, his court case ended already too. He was already convicted, I think, doing 15 years, right? So this guy, he interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried, right? And at the time, people were like, this was kind of before all this stuff came out. But like literally a week later, then he interviewed Sam Bankman's like enemy, I guess, the guy that owned Binance. What's his name? CZ.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like people. So it was already kind of weird that he's interviewing these crypto guys, right? Turns out he slipped up and he kind of mentioned how he was paid to interview them, right? And so then that started making people question his interviews, like, oh, are you just like, do you really think these people are amazing, or is it because they're giving you money? So that he started getting flack for that, and then he kind of like did an interview where they flat out called him out. And he told him, oh, I don't live in America. And then, because in America, you have to disclose when you like paid, if you take money for any type of thing you post, you have to disclose that, right? It's a paid advertisement now, you know? And so he ended up saying that. And so people were already hating on him for that, right? Then while that's happening, he ends up flying to the Philippines and he meets this like old Filipino lady. She's like 100 years old. She's a tattooer, right? So he puts her story out. She's the oldest tattooer. It's all good. He puts out her course on his website. So like her technique of tattooing, you know, it's like what's called like tap one.
It's oh my God, I can't think of the name.
It's a very specific to Filipinos and not a lot of people do it anymore, right?
Yeah.
So like so he basically was teaching people how to do it her way. It was her classes, it was marketed as, right?
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't even like done with her permission. The daughter comes out saying that her mom didn't know what she was being told when they like had her sign the paperwork. She doesn't even know how to read or write. So she had to give a thumbprint for them to get the okay, right? And so he starts denying all that, saying like, no, the family's twisting it. Obviously, clearly it's bullshit, right? The daughter's just saying how they don't want like people to be doing this type of tattooing because she's like, this is part of our culture, you know?
Yeah.
It needs to remain with our people. It's like, you know, we got to gatekeep this knowledge. That's how we want to do it, right?
Yep.
Anyways, which I agree with. So then there's that, right? And then
Bori.
Something like that, yeah. So while that's going down, bro, this other lady from the Philippines comes out. She had a nonprofit, right? And so when he went out to the Philippines, he was going to do like this story and a different story. The other lady from the Philippines talks about how she had a nonprofit and it was like something for farmers and it's supposed to feed the hungry type, you know?
Okay.
Apparently she had hit him up about like the episode and he basically said it wasn't going to do good, so he doesn't want to post it or something, you know? Anyway, so she's upset because she just was saying like he only posts that makes money, so either you can pay him to put it on or it has to be something that's going to do good numbers. So she was just saying that like the shit he puts out isn't altruistic. Like his content doesn't follow his value, or his values doesn't follow.
It's not like the Great White Underbelly.
Yeah. So anyway, so now like the whole Filipino country, dude, he was flat out saying stuff like how, oh, and then there's tapes of him. There's B-roll tapes of him talking about the Philippines, how it's dirty and they're poor. He was all like, oh, there's poor people in Palestine, but this is a different type of poor or something. I don't know.
Wow.
There's that. And then there's also
they've proven it's not AI.
No, I think it's real. If his camera people, his camera people went out and said it's true. But then there's other issues too with the whole Palestine Israel conflict. they asked him on it when October 4th happened,
Mhm.
and he or 7th, and he basically said that he was neutral and he like stands with peace. And then there's like footage where he's like basically
banging
talking
a flag.
No, he's basically saying that he puts his like the state of Israel before his Palestinian blood, you know. But then there's another video of him talking to his cousins about like how like Israelis are thugs and shit. So they're just saying like he's just saying whatever, you know. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
So he's got all this hate on the internet. If you go on YouTube and you type his videos, it's all hate videos. You don't even see his actual videos anymore, dude.
It's just people hating on his videos.
Dude, it's so many. It's all hate.
I mean, you gotta think about how rich that guy, because I think I've seen something about his page being like one of the most followed pages on YouTube.
Dude, on Facebook, he was getting millions of views. That's dead. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Nas Daily, he messed up. Migrants.
Dude, I hope we don't get famous.
Not like that. I want money though. Give me money.
I'm down for some money, but I don't need like a subreddit page.
Nah, that's all right though. I just wouldn't read it, but go ahead, dude. People already kind of cook us in the comments sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's all good though.
We're very cookable.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm just glad like MySpace cleared their servers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's some pretty cool things on Facebook back in the day.
MySpace was tight, dude. That was like the Wild Wild West for sure, dude.
MySpace was the Wild West because once you learn how to with HTML, you could literally make your page look like the Wild West.
Well, I meant also in terms of like there was like not really any moderation, you know?
There was
like
nothing.
The only moderation was you being able to block the person.
Yup.
But other than
like
that,
I don't think they banned people.
dude, you could put full on and like just like half-ass naked on your display. Not completely naked though.
Not completely naked. Nope, that wouldn't fly.
Mostly naked, you know?
But I'm just thinking of like not even like the naked aspect, but just like
the racist stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no filters. There's no filter.
That's what I know. It was the Wild West, literally.
Yeah.
Dude, Modern Warfare 2 is out too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit these last two topics real quick, just because I just want to get them out because I wrote them. But New York City, dog. Migrants are leaving in like
troves,
bro. I was trying to use another word because I sound like drones. I don't know why. but that's how my brain works.
Kinds of goes there.
But yeah, so they're leaving
Why?
by the thousands because they're preparing for Trump's presidency, his second term. They're worried he's going to kick everyone out. They've already stopped funding like a lot of these like migrant programs they had, you know?
I mean, I'm not completely mad at it.
No. Nah, not at all. Dude, and then you saw what happened in San Diego? They built a tent city out in San Diego.
Like on the border or something? Or
it looks like it's like on the side of a freeway or something. It kind of looks like foresty.
Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about, but this is from like I think I'm hearing other homeless people talk. It's like a compound.
Yeah. It's gated off, I think.
I mean,
what to do?
What are you gonna do? Just brainwash them and then have them bite people or something? What would you
just try to contain them, I guess, but then also
that's really weird that they're like contained already. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you just don't want them on the streets and that's the problem, you know?
But that's the thing. They're not even near the streets. They're like
no, on the compound. You're talking about on the compound or just
It's like down the like the LA riverbed base. It's like one of those types of things.
Yeah.
But hey, when the day that it starts dumping, see you later. I remember it happened in Santa Ana. Like, dude, so many people lost their campsites because it overflowed at the riverbed at one point. This was like I think this was the year I went upstate. Or like, no, yeah, I think it was the year I went upstate. So that year it rained like just super tough, and so not only did like all this homeless like fucking contaminate whatever the hell all that, it also like washed up a gang of like needles on top of needles, and like all that dumps at like San Clemente, like fucking Rich White.
I think we're good on the rain though. I think I don't think we're gonna get that much at least this year.
I mean, so far we're doing pretty good on not a lot of rain. It keeps looking like it's gonna rain every morning, and then it just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good though.
I don't know.
Probably not good.
I mean, it rained enough last year.
Did it?
You don't remember?
It rained a lot, yeah, but I don't think that we have like ways to collect that for continuous?
Well,
use,
no,
you know?
I don't think we're allowed to legally as like a regular person.
No, not us, but I meant the city. Like I think we have a certain amount that we could fill, and then the rest just goes back into the ocean.
I believe that. And then it's also we don't get our aqueduct water or something either. That's why California's always in a drought.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, when they built like Southern California, their main concern was keeping the streets not flooded. So that's why everything just drains to the ocean, you know, instead of actually collecting anywhere.
I mean, wasn't that happening in like San Pedro right now? Like the land's coming together
I believe it.
at a certain part in like San Pedro, and it's just like it looks pretty gnarly. They say it moves like 6 inches a day or something into itself.
You know what we should do, bro, for the 100th anniversary, bro? I want to go to like Yellowstone or something and do a podcast out there.
I am so down.
That'd be so tight, dude.
How far? Yellowstone's not that far.
I've never been there. You ever been there?
Yeah, I've been to Yellowstone.
I want to go.
I went there as a kid. It was weird. I didn't poop for 6 days.
Because you were too scared to?
Yeah, I was such a weird kid growing up. Like I couldn't poop if it wasn't at the house. Like I just wouldn't do it.
I hate shitting like out in the open like that. I always have a fear of like a snake or a poisonous spider.
Literally, the snake thing that's scaring the fuck out of me. I remember I finally went, and it was you're at a campsite, so it's not really the coolest of an outhouse. It's just like nasty toilet. Wipe it off real quick. Fucking lay your thing down.
That's not bad though, dude. I meant like in the actual.
No, yeah, no, I'm good on that, dog. I'm not
That's
going
where the
camping.
snake can get you, bro.
I'm not going camping that way.
Yeah.
Not unless the end of the world's happened.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing it every once in a while, but it's just something that.
Bro, pooping outside, I did it when I was homeless, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool on it.
Yeah, that's different though. You don't got to worry about snakes out there.
No, you still got to worry about stuff though.
Cops.
Yeah, or other homeless people that want to jack you while you just happen to be taking a dookie or something.
Yeah, that's another thing too, for sure.
What was your last subject?
I think that was it, dude. I had one about the migrant thing, got the Hawk 2 girls crypto scam, but it's kind of late on that, you know. But we could talk about
her. Does she even have a podcast anymore?
I don't know. I think she's probably shouldn't have a podcast. She should not be saying anything that can incriminate her right now. You know.
I bet that's pretty hard because she seems pretty dumb. Yeah,
she's retarded, dude. I don't think she even understood. It's so dumb because like anyone with half a brain would understand like that crypto was gonna be a scam, you know?
Yeah.
And I think she truly didn't understand that, you know?
I don't think she understands what crypto is, probably at the core of it.
I don't think so, dude.
Because I barely understand what crypto is.
Rumor has it Jake Paul set that deal up and he knew it was gonna be a rug pull.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that he's done something like that either, I think.
No. Him and his brother both have done it
with their own coins.
Yep.
And then they got burned, I would think, as well by Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
I think they were in that.
Was he a part of Crypto Zoo or was that just Logan?
I don't remember.
That was a big one.
Which one was the one? Was it Sam Bankman-Fried that was doing the commercial one? Where they were having all the celebrities in the commercials talking about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember CZ, the whole reason all that cracked in the first place was because he like dumped off his tokens.
Yeah, he fucking owned a shitload of shares in FTX. That's what started it. But then I think the money wasn't there anyways though. They had already spent it.
No, yeah, I think CZ. They said there's like some weird like conspiracy about CZ knowing that and just being like wanting to watch it burn because
something happened.
One of them did. Yeah, somebody did something to him and he didn't like it.
Yeah, he got something happened between him and Sam Altman.
Yeah,
they were like friends at one point. I mean, obviously because he was an early investor. I don't know. I think maybe Sam just got a shit to his head and started.
I mean, they did have that weird place in the Bahamas.
Oh, for sure. And CZ supposedly they're saying he was a Chinese foreign agent. He's gone now. He took off and never went to court. So they're saying he was sent here by the Chinese to
disrupt.
Yeah, to do this whole crypto thing.
Mm-hmm. I wonder. Well, Chinese people own the Tiger Towers. I know that it was a Chinese company that owned them. I think they finally sold them.
Tiger Towers. What are the Tiger Towers?
The ones in LA. Ones that they blew up last year when it was like raining for that 2-week raining season.
Oh, you talking about the batteries and shit or what?
The batteries.
So there's oh no, you're talking about
downtown LA. There's those 2 high rises, and everybody calls them the Tiger Tower.
Oh yeah,
that was fucking Chinese. That was another Chinese company that just up and dropped out, and they were getting. That's why they were getting so mad, is because none of them were pressing
charges. Yeah.
So fools were just getting out. If you came down, there was no paid on you. It was just like get the fuck on.
Yeah, well, it was like an investment for the Chinese, so they didn't care about it. They just moved their money from China to America.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And then there's already like they always talk about how some of the other high rises out there are just like half empty, and there's just like money laundering things going on, basically.
A lot of that.
Or imagine crypto mining. Probably not what it used to be.
It's still probably profitable, dude.
But I mean, to like what? Because you got. How does it go with Bitcoin? There's only like 27 million. And now they're getting into like the 16ths of like mining and whatever.
Yeah.
But I just still over 100,000.
I'm not sure, dude. I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Dude, I can't believe it. I don't even understand why it jumped up again.
Yeah, it goes through weird waves, you know. It's sometimes it's because of stuff that's happening in the world, though, like laws and you know.
Yeah, probably the election for one.
Yeah, for sure.
$93,000 for one coin.
Crazy, dude. $93,000 for one coin.
That's more than it was during the GameStop thing. Dude, I remember dudes were buying dope in jail.
With crypto?
With no Bitcoins.
Yeah.
Like $500 was like, so I saw a guy buy $1,000 and or get somebody $1,000 in Bitcoin for an 8 ball of speed.
Yeah.
And that was 3.
Could have got a lot more than 8 ball now.
I mean, dude,
you'd be dead right now.
3 Bitcoins today.
It's basically 300K.
Basically, like 280, 290 something because it's the 87,000. It's like 290 something.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note,
I'm really mad at life because I had a chance to buy a Bitcoin before they dropped up the first time and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
On that note, fuck crypto.
Yep. Crypto.
Vandalize your cities.
Check it up. Stay tuned for February 22nd. I really want to support this event. WCK. Like I said, Hung, he's a friend of the show, dude. He's cool. Dennis Warner, nothing but love for Dennis. Go out February 22nd. Check it out. It's going to be in Long Beach.
Long Beach. Go do it. Don't be gay. Or if you are gay, it's fine.